Mi nombre es Javier Osorio, soy el director de Cristo para la Ciudad Internacional El Salvador.
My name is Javier Osorio, and I'm the director of Christ for the City International in El Salvador.
Es una bendición acercarme a tu vida esta tarde
It's a great blessing for me to get close to your life this afternoon,
y que sea usted la persona que Dios va a usar para bendecir a mucha gente acá en El Salvador.
It might be you, the person who's going to be used by God to bless a lot of people in El Salvador.
Somos un ministerio que ayudamos a muchas personas,
We are a ministry that are trying to reach and help a lot of people.
entonces posiblemente tú no puedas venir a este país,
So maybe you can come to El Salvador,
pero sí puedes venir a través de ayudas
but you can come through help.
y que seas tú usado por Dios.
It might be you used by God.
Posiblemente tus manos no estén acá,
Maybe your hands are not here in El Salvador,
pero sabemos que tu corazón puede venir a este
but we
país.
know that your heart can come to our country.
Ayúdanos a cambiar el destino de mucha gente,
Help us to change the destiny of a lot of people,
porque Dios va a hacer un milagro grande a través de bendecir a este país tan precioso.
because God is going to make a great miracle through you blessing our people.
Hi, they call me Pastor Norm, and I have the privilege this week of leading 16 riverbenders from Austin, Texas down here on a short-term missions trip. We came down on a Friday and we're going back on a Friday, and it's just been an absolutely amazing week. I can't begin to describe just the incredible blessings, the incredible love, the incredible just opportunity to see these people who seem to have so little experiencing extreme joy because of the Lord. That's what we take away from. I mean, it's just amazing how they just are so filled with joy. I guess when you walk by faith because you have nothing else to trust in, nothing else to hope for except for the hope of Christ, then you just cling to that. You know, we're so used to in North America operating out of our own strength that we sometimes just crowd God out. But here they have to walk by faith because they have no other choice. And for us, that's so inspirational. You know, it's interesting when I came down here with the Riverbenders and such, and we've been coming here for 4 years now, and we've just grown to love the people at the Siloé Church and the school and the really poor community of La Línea that's built along abandoned railroad tracks, this squatter community, just the poorest of the poor. And we've been coming down for about 4 years now. Different teams come down, sometimes with the same people. Some people have been down 5 and 6 times. Others are here. Half our team this time is down for the first time. And every time it's the same. We just have this incredible experience. These people just welcome us with these giant open arms, and it's crazy. Here we are serving this community in the middle of a gang-infested area, and yet you feel completely safe. It's surreal to be actually walking around and talking to gang members and gang leaders and having normal conversations with them, knowing that there's extreme violence on one side of them, but this school is taking care of their children, and it's just an amazing experience.
Andy and I have had the wonderful opportunity to be short-term missionaries here twice. And I can tell you it has been such a blessing to our lives. It is wonderful to work with these people. Christ for the City is an excellent organization to work with and work for. They provide great security for their missionaries. They give us plenty to do and so many opportunities to get to know these people, to get to build relationships with them and walk side by side with them as they grow in their walk with Christ, as we grow in our walk with Christ. And it's just it's also been such a blessing to work with my husband.
Thank you, Deborah. Yes, the Short-Term Missionaries for Christ for the City is an awesome opportunity. I know we came down here in April with Riverbend, and we were only here for a week. And then as soon as it was over, the people of this area of El Salvador just touched our lives. So we looked in Christ for City, and we checked out short-term missionary work, and I noticed that there were a lot of women that were volunteering for Christ for the City. And I said, I would like to at least try this. So we checked them out, and we realized that we could come down for a month. So we came down last August, which was in 2012, and we stayed the whole entire month of August. We stayed at the Mission House, and let me tell you, that was probably the most spectacular month of my life, and it was so, it was just so God-driven. I'd never seen anything like it. But anyway, for the whole month, we felt secure. It was not a problem. We'd even take the bus to Siloé, to Pastor Javier's church and private school, who housed about 340 children that are sponsored by Christ for the City and Progressia and the different organizations. So, but it was just wonderful, and just to meet the people that's around the church of Siloé, the La Línea subdivision. Very poor, very poverty-ridden, very, should I say, gang-infested. But you know, the local missionaries, Fran, Eliseo, and Alexis, when they would take us out, we just felt secure, and they just welcomed us. And we've worked on the field, the soccer field there, and we had house meetings with these folks. And as poor as they are, and as poverty-ridden as they are, they just love to invite us to their home. They would just share everything with us. We could pray with them. We would share with them, and they were and the children.
No, they're just darling.
They are, and you know something? They always know me for the candy man.
He's the candy man.
I always
He's
have
the
candy
man.
So each time I come down here, I always bring about 4 or 5 bags of candy, and I always run out and have to go buy the local candy. But they still love candy.
Sure.
So
then we came back down for January and February.
Yes, we
And
came
now
for 2
we're
months.
planning on coming back again this summer.
And anyway, it's worthwhile. It's Christ for the City is a fantastic organization. Pastor Javier is just a wonderful, dynamic speaker, and the La Línea, the neighborhood around the church, just love him. They respect him, and I encourage anyone who's looking to do short-term missionary work.
Come on
Christ
down.
for the City, it would be wonderful, and it'd be an awesome opportunity. You will be blessed more than you could ever bless these folks.
Absolutely. God bless you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much for listening.
Hi, I'm Jake Yemvik, and I'm a long-term missionary here in El Salvador with Christ for the City International. I moved here about 1.5 years ago with my wife and 2 young children. And I had come off of a career of about 10 or 12 years in a large corporation in the U.S., and God called me here into the mission field, not by my choice. In fact, I didn't see it coming, but I could see the call nonetheless. And for me, it was a very tough decision, the hardest decision I think I've made in my life. But it was clear where he wanted me to go, and there is a verse in Proverbs 16:3 that talks about committing your deeds to the Lord, and He will guide your paths and guide your plans. And to me, that verse spoke a lot, and it was clear that I just, even though I didn't understand His plans, that I needed to take a step of faith. And I can tell you that it was one of the best decisions I've made. Being here has taught me more of Him, has brought me closer to Him. I've been broken in many ways over the last couple of years, and a lot of what I have been illusions of security has been removed, and I've seen Him provide in ways that I've never dreamed financially, and not just financially, but also with my family. I've seen Him as a father. I've learned to become a better planner just from following Him daily. And I guess looking back, I can see His plan was not necessarily for what I was going to give, but what He wanted from me. And it's one of the funnest things, one of my greatest joys being here is seeing my kids love some of those people, some of the kids that would be deemed unlovable, some of the poorest kids I've met, some of the poorest people, some of the sickest people I've seen, and my kids are playing with them and enjoying time with them. And I've sat back often and thought about how how that's really why I'm here. Not for my kicks, but that's how God looks at us and the pleasure He gets. And I just invite you, whether it's coming to El Salvador in your backyard, to listen to His call, give Him pleasure, and just love those people that He's called you to love. Thanks.
Since I've been here, the last 4 days have been absolutely remarkable. The people here are extremely friendly, although they live in abject poverty, and it's been a blessing to me. I thought I was going to come here and minister to them, but they have ministered to me in ways I never thought possible, and I'm so thankful to God through His Son Jesus that I had the opportunity to come here and reflect upon what my life is like and what my priorities are like. Everyone I've met in Siloé and in the colonia next to it, people live in poverty, have always greeted me with a smile, and I'm so appreciative for their friendship. The people I came here with Pastor Norm and the others, have really worked hard, and a lot of these people have been here before and they know these people personally, and that's what I want to do. I'm coming back again, and when I come back I'll know more of what I need to do in the area of meeting their material needs as well as their spiritual needs. And as a former teacher, they have a school here and they have no supplies. I visited every classroom and talked to the teachers for 15 or 20 minutes, and they do remarkable things with very little. If you think you're having a bad day, come to Siloé. And in a few days, you're going to see for yourself how God can work through people who have nothing, and they're so willing to share with you as little that they have, and it's a humbling experience for an American.
On our very first trip to El Salvador about 3 to 4 years ago, and I had really no idea why I was coming here, just something that sort of spoke to me and told me to do that. And on the very first visit, as we came into the gates behind this small church, I saw this little boy who was just the cutest little 2-year-old boy I'd ever seen in my life. Biggest smile, big curly hair, and I was just struck by how cute he was. And he didn't speak any English, and I speak very little Spanish. And we just somehow could communicate. He has a picture of me hanging in his house. I have a picture of him hanging in his house, in my house. When we left our first trip, this little boy has almost nothing, and he gave me his precious little doll. That is the thing he slept with every night. Because we had given him something, he gave me that little doll. But he gave me more than that little doll. He gave me a piece of his heart that has touched mine in ways that I can hardly describe. So if there's any way that you might feel led to come have that kind of experience, I haven't been on a trip here yet that, especially for the first timers, that they don't come back. They fall in love in about 2 days and bond with certain kids, bond with certain adults, bond with certain parents, and it's just something I can hardly describe, but it'll change your life. It'll soften your heart and it'll change your life.
Así que esperamos que tomes el reto.
So we hope that you can take this challenge.
Ven con nosotros a ser parte de este gran ministerio.
Come to us and be part of Christ for the City.
Y cambiemos el destino de mucha gente a través de Cristo Jesús.
And let together change the life of many people through Jesus Christ.
Dios te ama.
God loves you.
Gracias.